Okay, everyone, back with another video. I'm working on the burn basket for the stove while I'm watching my fights. I'm using what's called nichrome wire. I know it's very thin. It's 11 gauge, but nichrome wire it's an alloy, so it's not you're not gonna have the same corrosion characteristics as you do with carbon steel. If you guys aren't familiar with what nichrome is, if you look inside of your toaster oven or something like that, or maybe even a space heater, you have the wires inside of there that glow red hot. That's the heating element. That's made in nichrome. Electric stoves, the coil on them, that's nichrome as well. It's inside of that. It's not the whole thing. It's wrapped. You know, there's something coating the nichrome wire that's inside of there, but there's nichrome in there. That means it can be heated up to very extreme temperatures and not fail. So that's why we're using nichrome wire. Let me show you here. I want to quickly draw this roughly for you guys to see. Okay, so we have our I'm screwing up my drawing. We have that piece right there, okay? Now, this is not a very good example. This is a side view of it, okay? So, I'm going to have the nichrome wire come in at an angle, come across, and then at a 90 up here. So that's the profile of this, okay? There's going to be a bunch of those. You see I got them like that? So right here you're going to see a bunch of lengthwise, there's going to be a bunch of those wires running across there. Just like that. I'm going to TIG weld these up with my Everlast PowerTIG 210 EXT. I'm not going to use any filler rod. I'm going to use the wire as its own filler rod and melt them together. And I've tried this before on experimenting with welding this stuff, and it worked. So hopefully I won't have any issues with that. I don't want to use any corrosive filler metal that's going to compromise the basket. So, and this basket is going to be designed to hang off of a frame. Okay. I'm also going to have at least one, if not two, cross braces, preferably two, one here and one here. I'm just not sure if I have enough wire. If I don't have enough wire, then I'm going to only do one down the center. There is not going to be anything on the sides. Okay, on the sides, this is going to be mounted to some sort of carbon steel frame that I may eventually rebuild with a stainless steel frame. I could try to build one out of nichrome wire, but I want to see how this works out first. So that carbon steel frame will be made out of the 1" by 1/8" flat stock that I've been using, that I use to surround the barrel or the tank or whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm going to do, and the insert is basically gonna, the basket's gonna hang from it. I haven't come up with the design yet, but let's do a rough design, okay? Actually, I'll just do it based off of this. If we're doing a profile, so the insert would be maybe something like this, and then weld it across here with a bracket, and then another vertical piece here, and then maybe just one long piece along the bottom that will lip down. So it's going to have like a little bit of a lip like this, and the reason being is there's a fire brick here, and this will hit the fire brick and ensure that this is always positioned underneath the pellet feeder, which the pellet feeder is actually smaller than the basket, so the pellets will fall in and hopefully just drop down kind of in a pile like this. That's the idea. We'll see how it works out. Again, this is very crude. There may be some changes to this. I'm not too concerned with it. I'll figure it out. Again, this is all prototype. I'm not sure if this basket design is going to work. I'm not sure how this nichrome wire is going to handle the intense heat in there, if it's going to start not necessarily corroding, but getting soft enough where it starts to sag and deform. And if I start having those kind of issues, then we got to look at making the pellet basket at least out of thicker nichrome wire or something completely different. So I also went to Home Depot today, picked up this hinge here. This is going to be for the back by the fire, or the what is it called? The exhaust, where the stovepipe comes into the there's like a metal box back there you guys saw. This is going to be for an access door into that metal box so that we can clean out and inspect. There's also going to be another element to it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that just yet. So got this big hinge. It's a decorative hinge. I thought it would be kind of nice. I'm going to hit this with the wire brush and get some of this off. I think it's powder coat. I'm not sure. I'm going to basically TIG weld all of these holes. There's going to be the door on the front cover, or on the front of the burn chamber, and this will be the door, and this will wrap around the side. And I'm going to work on a latch system. That latch system is going to do is allow the door to act as a man, sorry, I'm drawing blank on words here. I got my fight about ready to start and I'm panicking. There's going to be a latch on the door that's adjustable, so the door can be adjusted to a certain distances, open and closed, to allow for adjustment for airflow. That's the way we decided to do it, rather than cutting airflows with adjustable vents. We decided to just put a door on there and have the door, be adjustable for that. So again, it's all a prototype right now. We're just trying to find the easiest methods to get this built, and with what we have, and that's the route we're going. So I'll talk to you guys in a second. Once my fight's done, I'm going to head out to the shop and I'm going to start welding up this basket. I'll show you guys all that, so you'll see that here in just a second. Alright, talk to you guys in a minute or a second. I'm getting ready to weld up the pellet basket for the rocket stove. I'm using my Everlast over here, PowerTIG 210 EXT. I'm using the foot pedal on it, 2% lanthanated, 332nd tungsten. Not using any filler rod like I told you earlier. So anyway, let's see how it goes. Give me just a second. I'm going to try to... I need to go to Harbor Freight and get some more of these lens covers. This thing's a disaster. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more visible real quick here. If I make a mess of this, don't hold it against me. I only did a test weld with this wire, welding two ends together. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see how well this works. I'm probably not going to show you guys, well, I'm absolutely not going to show you guys the whole process, but I at least want to do a couple of these so that you can see how this is coming together. Awesome. That worked out really well. I'm going to have to be really, really careful with the temperature on this, because essentially I'm just spot welding this, because this is actually the filler metal, so I got to be really, really careful. Otherwise I'm just going to burn up the wire. It gets real tricky when I'm doing these uprights. What I was just doing here, because this is one piece, there's a seam right here, so I just welded the seam, and actually it's a little it was underneath a little bit of pressure because they were trying to push up against each other. So as soon as I got it hot enough for the metals to melt together, it kind of squished it, like two melting crayons, and you squish them together and it oozes out the sides. That's what it did. So, which is fine. Now, if we can just get this to work out, everything will be golden. This is really the trickiest part of this, is these vertical pieces. I wasn't too concerned about the other part, but this vertical stuff is really going to be a pain. This is where I wish I could weld without gloves. What I'm having issues with right now is I'm having to put pressure on these two pieces of metal to hold them in place, and I'm worried that that pressure, as soon as I melt it, is going to cause problems. Got one side stuck on there. And it's okay if it's not perfectly in position because it's wire and you can bend it. However, this is not only not in position, but it's not in the right spot at all. But that'll be fine. This is where this Everlast PowerTIG 210 EXT, where I really like this machine. I'm able to weld at really low voltages with this welder. I wouldn't be able to do this with a MIG welder. You know, TIG's the only way I'd be able to do this. And quite frankly, I'm really happy that I have the machine, because again, this kind of project just wouldn't even happen. These gloves make this very difficult to do. It's Not like it's easy to begin with, but the gloves don't make it any better. Problem. Okay, so I'm not going to show you this, but I'm just going to explain it to you because I'll have to get up. What happened here was I was getting this wire much hotter than the other wire, and it got it so hot that the wire started to pull away from itself, like breaking the wire. So it didn't fuse the metals, it just got one of them too hot. So that's something that you have to really be careful with. I'm going to actually try to flatten this back out by heating it up. Okay, that worked out great. It's all flat again. Now, if I can just get this welded to it, we'll be doing well. And I can guarantee you this is going to get much more difficult as I get towards the center of this, simply because I'm not going to have room to fumble around with these big gloves. And you can see here I'm just having a really hard time maneuvering my way around. I'm going to try this back side first. Having the same problem back here, and it's just because I can't hold this properly. Luckily, because I'm not using any filler metal, it's real easy for me to flatten this back out when it starts to wad up on me. Finally, don't look pretty, but it's on there. Stuff stinks. Now what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that those are all bonded really well. Oh, I'm burning the hell out of myself. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show you guys for now. Otherwise we'll be here for hours. But let me give you a close-up look at what I was doing there. What the hell's going on? I'm pulling the cover off my phone. I was like, why is my phone not coming out of here? Sorry about my hand being in the way. I'm trying to fix my cover that was getting pulled off. So I might have to turn on a macro mode for you guys to see this well. No, whatever. I'm just gonna hope it focuses enough. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Here, let me use my hand to try to get it to focus. So, it's not meant to be like a super good looking thing or anything. It's going to be exposed to a lot of heat and fire. As long as the metal holds, that's all that matters. But, anyway. And here's the profile view, just like I was showing you in the drawing. One side's at roughly a 90, the other side's a steeper angle. That's going to be the front side. Okay, I wanted it to sit like this so that the air comes in from this way and pushes past this way into the riser. So, that's what we have. I gotta weld all those onto it. And then I'm going to be building the frame for it. So I'll follow up with you guys when I'm done with the basket and let you see that. And I'm actually probably just going to do a follow-up video, another part, to show you the frame that this mounts in. So I'll talk to you guys in a second. Okay, everyone. So here's the basket. I wanted to weld those crossbars on each and every one, but you see that blob of crap? I was having a really difficult time doing that, so I just decided to weld it on the ends just to keep the two sides from pushing in and just kind of see what happens with it. You see here on the sides I put these little, tabs or whatever you want to call them. What that is they're going to sit here in these notches, okay? And this is a tight fit, and that's why there's no sidebars, because you have this tray. This is just fitting in there real nice and neat. And now it's not. There it goes. As I bend up all the bars. I just welded on this outside thing, so it's heating or shrinking and expanding. You see the nasty TIG welds. I'm new at TIG welding, so bear with me. With that, I could be doing a lot better than I did. Anyway, it goes in like that. This is still very, very hot, so that's why I'm holding it with the pliers. I need to build something off the back here, again, so that it butts up against this brick to stop it from pushing in too far, so that when I put it in here, I know it's perfectly positioned underneath the pellet feeder. But for now, I'm just going to slide it in there like this, and we're going to light this bad boy up and do some test burns. You can see here it's real tight fit, not at the top though, so that's another concern of mine. It might not be tall enough. So I'm going to just slide it in there for now, load this thing up with pellets, get it started, and see how it's working. So I'll be right back. I'll actually show you guys that. So I'll be right back, and yeah. Hey everyone, so I've got this thing burning. It's burning really good. Let's get you a better look here. You can see how well that's burning. I don't know if it's burning efficiently as far as pellet usage, but it's burning really good. We're roughly you know what? I don't even know what time it is. Sorry, I'm not prepared. We're probably about 25 minutes into this, maybe 30 minutes into when I initially started it. I did get a little bit of smoke around the seal here before the draft started picking up. I started to get some smoke out of the top of the feeder. It's all gone. It started burning really, really slow. Normally what I do when I start this is I try to heat the stove up with my propane torch and the exhaust. But this time I just lit the pellets up just enough to get them to start burning and to stay burned. So it took a little while for the temperature to build up so that it's hot enough for it to burn the way it should. So right now it is. Let's check the top temperature. I just checked it at 425, which was the 20-minute mark, and it was 625 degrees. So let's check it now. And what I'm doing, because I don't know where the hot spot is, I'm just kind of going over the top of this thing, and the thermometer itself will read the hottest temperature. So I just slowly go over the top where I think the hot spot is. Hold on, I can't even reach up there. It's pretty hot. It's burning my hand. Bear with me here. Looks like we actually dropped temperature. We're at 593. So I'm just going to keep letting this burn. That's a little strange that we dropped temperature, but that's part of the process here to see where we're at as far as everything else goes. So I'm going to stop this video. I need to see what time it is and jot down my notes. But it seems to be working okay. It's not dropping a lot of pellets underneath here. It's just dropping just enough to get your secondary burn on your pellets when it falls. You do want them to fall like that. If they don't fall like that, then what's going to happen is your basket's going to plug up. So then the chrome seems to be holding up, but only time will tell. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like always, thank you for the support. I'm going to follow this video up with a understanding rocket mass heater video, or understanding the rocket mass heater video. I'm getting all tongue-tied. To basically explain to you guys how this system is supposed to work. Explain the technology a little bit, because I know some of you guys are a little bit confused on some of this. So I'm going to try to help you guys out. So that'll be in my next video. I'm going to go over a lot of this. I'm going to show you some drawings and whatnot, and some photographs of what I did, so that you can get a better idea of why I did certain things and why this system's supposed to work and how it's supposed to work. So anyways, check out, keep an eye out for that video. Like I said, it'll come out tomorrow. Right now, well, I guess later today, because it's Sunday morning. So keep an eye out for that. That video will be coming shortly, and check out the links in the description. I'll have the links to, I normally don't post a link to my TIG welder because I hardly ever use it, but I am going to post a link in there for this time because, I used it this time. For where you can find that on Amazon. Again, you guys, I'm not sponsored by Everlast. I buy their machines because they're affordable for me and they seem to work. I don't have any issues with them. But if you buy anything off of Amazon after clicking on one of those links, or go to my website and click on the Amazon ad on the side, and you buy anything on Amazon within 24 hours, it helps me out, helps me to keep producing these videos and whatnot. So if you guys could do that, that would be completely awesome. I know that sometimes maybe you're thinking about buying something. Head over to my website, click the link before you do. That would be really, really awesome of you. It costs you no money, it just helps me out. Amazon gives me like a commission or whatever. It's real small, but it helps. So anyway, check out the links. I'll have a link down there for my Facebook page. Go like that, please. Check out my website and follow me on Twitter if you use Twitter. All those links will be in the description. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.